Hello y'all, this is the Sun Shining on the World, a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 that takes place in a timeline where the Axis won World War II. We are on the select country screen now, and some notable nations here are the Federal Republic of China, the Empire of Japan, the United Kingdom, the Kingdom of Italy, the Deutsches Reich or the German Reich, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, aka the USSR or the Soviet Union, the Provisional Federal Government of the United States of America, the Commonwealth of America, the Republic of India, the Vietnam Dan Quoc, the Empire of Vietnam, the Republic of Turkey, the Turkestan Legion, Reichskommissariat Norwegen, Reichskommissariat Iceland, and the Kingdom of Tibet. This modification start date is 1950, and we're playing as the Empire of Japan, and we have some country info here right as we start. We have this little lore area, and the point of divergence is, I think, a Sino-Japanese non-aggression pact. So the Republic of Japan and Japan sign a non-aggression pact. Ultimately, we have some features here, like, say, policy tabs, international influence, easy research, interesting system there, and about this mod. And alright then, so recently as a recording, it looks like Turkey just got a focus tree at the time of me making this video. And it should be, I think it should be noted that I believe the dev team of this mod is Japanese, and I like this little feature here, although it could be confusing to some people. We have a different calendar, year system as Japan for the Showa era and the Koki and Ningo era, I guess, and that's relating to whoever's in charge of Japan at any one time. Then, let me just give a rundown on the lore in general as I understand it. So I already pointed out that the point of divergence effectively is a non-aggression pact between Japan and China, the Republic of China in 1936. But there's also things like nuclear weapons are still under development. Those aren't out yet. The United States had like a civil war or something, and now it's heavily divided. The United Kingdom was able to save the British Isles, but they lost India, for example, and they've just lost a lot of their power on the international stage. And besides that, Japan has a stagnating economy, and we're talking about the Axis members now, the major ones. So Empire of Japan has economical issues. Germany achieved its Lebensraum goals, just took over a lot of Eastern Europe and Western Europe, but the rot is showing, so to speak, in terms, I guess, of its economy. And apparently the Kingdom of Italy is doing relatively well compared to the other two major Axis members in World War II. And let's go over to faction. Actually, no, we'll come back to that. So going over some more features in this mod, we have ideologies, and they are anarchism, progressive socialism, Marxism, Leninism, social democracy, liberalism, and then there is authoritarian democracy, authoritarian despotism, national fascism. I think there's conservative democracy and liberalism as well. So national fascism is a thing, national socialism, then we have ultranationalism. So a pretty good amount of ideologies in this mod. And going over, we have this whole, Japan at least has this economy system, and we have all kinds of laws here, is all I'm going to say there. And going to our government, we have ministers, and that is, we have spots for the head of government, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of the Interior, and the Minister of Defense. Checking out decisions now, we have something relating to refitting the memorial ship Congo and recommissioning auxiliary ships. And then we have policy, and I think the first two are like for Japan only, maybe. But policy, the first two categories here, especially the memorial ship one. But this policy system, I would think every country in the world has some kind of similar setup, maybe, just due to its general focus. So say you have some, like, you can strengthen social security and promote industrialization and research institute efforts here and do stuff like that. And let's go to the tech tree now, but first we have to open the easy to research system area here. And I'm not really sure how this works, but it is a thing in the sun shining on the world. And let's go to the tech tree. It's pretty much reworked, I think. So infantry is definitely different. We have AT equipment, and that's the big new thing. So AT equipment and just basic infantry equipment alongside some other things. And is there a new special force? Yes, heavy infantry. What is heavy infantry? They are infantry battalions with longer than usual training periods and more extensive equipment. So they're just better infantry, I guess. So that's just a new special forces unit, maybe? Or maybe they're not really special forces, they're just an upgraded version of infantry, essentially. Going to transport tech now, we have transport trucks and all that, and armored personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles. There's railways, fun. And let's go over to support companies. That's a little reworked as well. And is there some new ones in here? I don't know. What is this? What is comfort? Oh, comfort unit. I can only have a clue what that is. Okay. We also have sniper division. That's a support company. Also, mortar division. Okay. All right. Let's move on to armor. And this seems mostly the same, kind of, maybe. Well, it's sort of like, honestly, it's kind of like mixing together the, actually no, it's mainly like the no step back rework of the armor system in Hoi 4. And let's go over to artillery. That seems about normal, but there is, okay, that's kind of been reworked to be bigger. And everything's been rearranged. Even if it's nearly the same, it's been rearranged in the tech tree. There's outfitting tech, and that's for just arming ships, and you get your transport tech here, I guess. Yeah, transport technology. And going over to air, we have the air system. Okay. There's rocketry and missile research. That's a big deal. There's ICBMs, anti-air missiles, surface-to-air missiles, ship-to-ship missiles. Then for engineering, that's a little different. Industry, also, industry seems about the same, frankly. Yeah, more or less it does, except it's bigger, that's for sure. And let me now talk about the factions, and going to that map mode, we have a few major factions, and they are the Ayatollah Khorasan, which is, I think, the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Spirit. That is the Japanese faction. Then we have the International, and that's the faction of the USSR. And there's the Germania Accord, led by the Deutsches Reich, the German Reich. There's the Rome Entente, and that is the faction of the Kingdom of Italy. And then finally there is the Commonwealth Realm, and that is led by the United Kingdom, it looks like. Yes. And is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we're going to go over every country in the world since I've gone over factions. And we'll start in South America. And here we have the West Indies Federation, their capitals here. We have some territory from the UK. There's the Democratic Republic of Venezuela, the Republic of Colombia, the Republic of Ecuador, the Republic of Peru, the Republic of Bolivia, the Republic of Paraguay, the Republic of Argentina, the Oriental Republic of Uruguay, the Republic of Chile, and the United States of Brazil. Let's see what the situation in Africa is like, and we have, let's first see the Italian colony of Libya, who has this interesting button here. What is this for? Oh, wait, does every faction have something like this? This is all the members of the Rome Entente and its leader. Okay, so let's just go over all that real quick. So we have the Commonwealth Realm, and that's them. Well, it's or also just a Commonwealth, and that's all of it and its members. There's the Germania Accord. Wow, that is massive. And what is this? The International. And let's see the Ayatollah Khorasan, the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. That's its other name, and that's all of its members. And with all that, basically all the members of the faction seen, I'm just going to go through the countries, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to say if they're a puppet or not. And we have the French state in Western Africa here, who controls a large amount of territory. And there's Spanish Morocco, the UK's in West Africa. We have the Republic of Monrovia, well, not the Republic of Monrovia, the Republic of Liberia, what am I saying? And now we have the Italian colony of Libya, the Italian colony of Libya. There's the Kingdom of Egypt. They're a subject of the Italians. We have the Italian-Egyptian Condominium of Sudan, subject of the Egyptians. East Africa, subject of the Italians. There's the Reich's colony, Middle Africa. They're subject of the Germans. They're a German puppet state. There's the Union of South Africa, and we have Portuguese, Angola, and Mozambique. And Reich's colony, Middle Africa, does have Madagascar. And I was thinking of middle, so I was going to say Middlegascar, but it's Madagascar. And going over to Australia now, we have the Commonwealth of Australia. And then there is the Realm of New Zealand. And going to the north, there is the Federation of Indonesia and the Republic of the Philippines. They are a subject of the Japanese. They're a Japanese puppet state. The Union of Malaya is also a Japanese puppet state. And in Southeast Asia, we have the Kingdom of Thailand. There's the Kingdom of Cambodia. They're a Japanese puppet state. We have the Empire of Vietnam, Japanese puppet state. There's the Kingdom of Laos. Laos. They're a Japanese subject. And then there is Vietnam Dan Quoc, which is a subject of China. They're a Chinese puppet. And there's the state of Burma. They're a Japanese puppet state. Then we have the massive Federal Republic of China, and they just have Vietnam as their puppet, as said before. Now going into Mongolia, there is the People's Republic of China, and they're like the only other member of the International besides the USSR. We have the military government of Xinjiang, they're subject of Japan. There's the Empire of Manchuria, subject of Japan. And then there's the Empire of Japan, very strong, very massive, especially because they were one of the big victors of World War II in this timeline. There's the Far Eastern State, and they're a member of the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere, and they have a lot of Siberia. And let's go over now to the Indian subcontinent. We have the Kingdom of Tibet. There is the Republic of India. There's the Kingdom of Bhutan, the Kingdom of Nepal. And what is going on here? Oh, there's Ceylon, and they're a member of the British faction. There's the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. We have the Kingdom of Afghanistan. And I might as well list off the Union of the USSR, the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics, or the USSR, and they have their faction going on. And they also have a non-aggression pact with the leftist Vanguard, who's in the USA, I believe. They're a country there. And there is the Turkestan Legion. We have the Empire of Iran. Going through the Middle East more, we have the Kingdom of Iraq. I guess that's probably supposed, it's a typo, and it's meant to be the Kingdom of Iraq. There's the Republic of Turkey, the Republic of Syria, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. They're a subject of Italy. We have the State of Palestine, subject of Italy. There's the Hashemite Kingdom of Hejaz. There's the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates. There's the Sultanate of Muscat, the Imamate of Oman's also here, and there is the Mutawakkilite Kingdom of Yemen, and that's all of the Middle East in this model. Let's go into, all of Asia in this model. Let's go into Europe now, going through the Caucasus, and we have tons of German puppet states here. If it's anything like Reich's Colony or Reichskommissariat, it's a German puppet. And we have Reichskommissariat, Caucasus, Reichskommissariat, then Volga, Reichskommissariat, Muscovian, Reichskommissariat, Ukraine, Reichskommissariat, what is this, Ostland, and what is going on here? Petersburg is its own state. Well, I mean, it's a subject of the Germans, but it's its own entity for some reason. Then we have the Republic of Finland, who is not related. They're not in the German faction at all, which is interesting, but they did take a bit of land from the USSR, evidently, judging by their borders in World War II in this world. We have the Kingdom of Sweden. There is the Reichskommissariat Norwegian. There's the Kingdom of Denmark. They're a subject of the Germans. And there's the General Government in Poland. We have Reichskommissariat Ostland. And let's go over to Balkans now. There's the Kingdom of Romania, the Kingdom of Bulgaria, they're part of the Rome Entente. There's the Kingdom of Greece, there's Albania, they're a subject of the Italians, Serbia, the independent state of Croatia, German puppet state. We have the Kingdom of Hungary, and we have the Republic of Slovakia, and they're a subject of the Germans. Now we have Protectorate Barmin and Unmin, I guess the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, essentially, if you translate that to English. And this is the Deutsches Reich, and they dominate Western and Eastern Europe, more or less, in 1950, in the sun shining on the world. And there is... wait, is this Liechtenstein? Oh no, wait, what am I looking at then? Oh yeah, it is the Principality of Liechtenstein, they're here. There's the Swiss Confederation. And in Western Europe now, we have Mittelrhein, Nordfrankreich, they're a subject of the Germans. There's the Reichskommissariat Belgian, Nordfrankreich, and Reichskommissariat Nederland, well, the Netherlands Reichskommissariat. Then we have the French state, which also goes by Vichy France, I guess, and they're led by Philippe Pétain, and they're part of the German faction. There's the Kingdom of Italy, and that's the Rome Entente. There's the State of Spain, they're not in a faction, and neither is the Republic of Portugal. And then going across from mainland Europe, we have the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. There's the Independent Republic of Iceland. And what's going on in North America here? A few places I forgot to mention exist in Europe are all these microstates, and I just kind of overlooked them. So before I talk about balkanized USA and something like that, we have the Principality of Monaco. There is the Co-Principality of Andorra. And what is this? Oh, the city-state of the Vatican and San Marino. So every single major, the most serene Republic of San Marino. So every major, well, every notable micronation in Europe survived in this timeline, except for Luxembourg, which got annexed by the Germans, essentially. And let's go over to North America once more. We have the Dominion of Canada. They're part of the British faction. There's the Provisional Mandate of Alaska, they're part of the British faction. And going south, below the former United States, we have the United States of Mexico, the Republic of Cuba, the Dominican Republic, the Republic of Haiti, Puerto Rico, and in Central America, we have the classic countries of the Republic of Guatemala, the Republic of El Salvador, the Republic of Honduras, the Socialist People's Republic of Nicaragua, the Republic of Costa Rica, and the Republic of Panama. And the USA, on that topic, well, getting to them now, they're broken apart, and they're having just a very bad time being united. There's the Provisional Federal Government of the United States of America on the East Coast. Then there is New England. We have the UAIA. I don't really know what that acronym stands for. All I know is that I see General Motors on their flag, so maybe it's ran by companies or something. We have the Black State, which is a subject of another power in the former USA, and there is the leftist Vanguard. And then, lastly, there is the Commonwealth of America, and they have the Black State as a puppet. And that's a pretty rough situation there. And this has been the sun shining on the world for Hoi 4. You can check out the mod in the video description, a link to it is there. What do you think of it? Tell me in the comments section below. And after you do that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.